Hello everyone, my name is Nova Lee, and I've been a massage therapist for over 20 years. Some of you will remember me as your massage therapist from LinkedIn, but those of you who didn't get a chance to meet me, I started a massage school about 5 years ago to help massage therapists give a more effective and sustainable massage. And around that time, I was invited to a marketing seminar during which I had to teach people who were not massage therapists my content. So on the spot, I showed them a lot of my self-massage techniques and some of the techniques that I teach to my clients, and they loved it. And that's when I realized that I could help a lot more people if I taught them how to massage themselves, because we don't always have access to a massage therapist, but we always have ourselves. So with that, let's get started. For today's selfiesäge in a chair, we will need a chair without wheels or arms. If it is a hard chair, get a towel for the chair back, a seat cushion, and a couple pillows. Pause, set up, and come back. What's causing upper back pain? A locked trapezius, pecs, teres, and rhomboids. The full extension of our arms can reach beyond our shoulders, but all day long we sit in the locked down and forward position, which causes our shoulders or trapezius, chest or pecs, and teres in the armpit area to shorten. Let's selfiesäge that out. Each exercise will have an anatomy description and a technique name, beginning with shoulder shrugs. To begin releasing the trapezius, we will bring our shoulders up and down in a rapid motion, inhaling up and exhaling down. In this Kung Fu massage technique, we'll be diving into the neck and trapezius. Cross your hand to the opposite shoulder and using the knuckle of your thumb, dig into those tight muscles. As you turn to look over your shoulder, your hand will press in and pull down against the direction your neck is moving to give it an even deeper massage. One of the challenges of self-massage is that you are activating one muscle while relaxing another, which can be difficult. If you tense the area you are massaging, it can feel painful. The thing I do to relax into pressure is to take a deep inhale, then press in on the exhale. Think of your body like a balloon. When it is less full on the exhale, there is less tension inside, which allows you to push down easier. So find your spot, and as you lean into the pressure, exhale. Another variation is to use the same side hand, allowing you to access the outer edge of your hand. This can be difficult for people with tight arms, so do whatever is most comfortable for you. Our next technique, rock, neck, shoulder, uses our fist, which is then squeezed between the neck and shoulder. Place your fist on your shoulder, then raise your shoulder up while arching your neck down. This sandwiching effect creates a lever that gives you a lot of deep pressure with little effort. Again, inhale, adjust, exhale down. Inhale, exhale. As we massage ourselves, it is easy to hear the voice of criticism. Instead of thinking about our imperfect weight, muscle definition, or whatever other judgments we have of ourselves, let's think about how grateful we are for all the many things our body does for us. Thank you, neck, for holding up our head so that we can face the world with confidence. Thank you, shoulders, for the many things you carry. Thank you, body, for all the many things you do every day. Let these thoughts be your mantra as you spend this time investing in yourself. Squeeze Me, our next move, takes us deeper into the trapezius muscles of the shoulder. With the opposite side arm, hook and squeeze your hand as you rotate your shoulder beneath the pressure. You can experiment with different moves and directions of rotation to release your shoulder tension. Additionally, you can swing and rotate your entire body to really dig into those tight shoulder muscles. Get creative. Just let your body guide you. Do what feels good to you. In my experimentation, I found that moving my elbow back quickly actually caused my shoulder blade to internally massage the muscles. In this next move, we'll be getting into the pectoral muscles of the chest. Pec Prounding will make you proudly pound into your chest. Okay, I know this is a goofy name, but hey, I had to come up with a lot of names. And I'm open to suggestions. In the first photo, I'm demonstrating a side-sitting position. In the second photo, I'm straddling the chair. As you can see, the side-sitting allows me to rock my entire body forward and lean into my point of pressure, which gives me a lot more strength and depth. But depending on the type of chair you have, it may be more comfortable to straddle. This particular chair has a really wide seat. With many of the moves, you'll find that you have the option to either move the working hand, which I'm demonstrating by moving my fist and keeping my shoulder in the same position, or I can hold the working hand in the same position and move my shoulder into the point of pressure. It gives you a different experience, but try out both options and see which you like better. I find that when I move my entire shoulder, it has the added effect of just loosening up the shoulder in the same way that exercise does. In addition, you are also getting a lot of lymph flow. So play around with that, move the shoulder in different directions, and see if it further increases the feeling of having gotten a massage. So now we've gotten to the good part, the Teres Major and Minor. If you have upper back pain, this is guaranteed to be really tight on you. Sometimes just a light amount of pressure will nearly bring you to tears. When we get this loosened up, your back pain will be gone. This move I call Armpit Rock and Roll. It's really easy to do once you have located your Teres Major and Minor. Depending on how tight it is, you may or may not be able to roll for very long, but just do as much as you can. I have my arm behind me because this muscle is farther back than you realize, and I'm using my arm for balance. As I turn around to the other side, you'll see just how far back it is. It's really on that back corner. You can roll backwards and forwards, which will go against the muscle fiber, or up and down, which will go with the muscle fiber. Depending on how tight you are, one direction may feel more comfortable. Typically, going with the muscle fiber is less intense. Another detail you can play with is rotating your entire arm. If you look at my hand, I'm facing it up and then down, and this is really massaging deeply. Alright, so now we have finally arrived at the rhomboids, that point beneath your shoulder blade, which really hurts. I've saved the best for last because the point of pain is often not where the key problem is, but it always feels good to have that painful point massaged. What I'm doing here is I'm moving my shoulder blade back, and the shoulder blade is actually massaging the rhomboids internally. And then, in the next move, we will simply use the back of the chair to gently massage the rhomboids. I call this the rhomboid rollout, and it feels really good. I'm starting as far down the back as I can to begin with, and then I'm just sliding off the seat and moving my way up the back with the chair seat. As you can see, the backwards and the side-to-side motion, along with supporting my neck, is the key to this move. Having my arms up actually increases the weight over the point of pressure. Next, I'm moving to the edge of the seat, and the corner of the seat back is actually digging into those tight rhomboids. And again, I'll just scooch to the other side to get the other shoulder. I know you may still want more time in that shoulder, but we only have 20 minutes for this video. All right, now for the low back people, we're going to get into that low back pain. When you look at a chair and you think about your body position, why does your back hurt? I mean, you're not sitting sideways in it. And it's not like your back is bending forward in a weird position. If you really think about it, the position that you're in when you're sitting is pretty much the same as when you're standing. Your back doesn't change. So why does it hurt when you sit? Let's look at what does change. From sitting to standing, we hinge at 3 points: the hips, the knees, and to a lesser degree, the ankles. So the problem, my friends, is in your legs. Let's get into them. This is what I call half reverse sitting. Your leg is hanging off the side of the chair and it's stretching out your hip flexors, which are all the muscles that bring your knee to your chest. Now, if this is too much extension, you can add in a cushion to support the knee. And from there, we're going to demonstrate a full reverse sit where we're using the side of the chair to give pressure into the quadriceps. This really pushes back those front of the leg flexors, and it also allows you access into the hamstrings. You can see I'm rolling my fist against those tight hamstrings. Again, here, the full reverse sit with the edge of the seat pushing into that quadricep muscle as you roll and massage the hamstrings. Now we're coming to the edge of the seat, having access to massaging the front of the leg. We can even bend and relax that thigh. But again, the more straight our leg is, the more pushed back it is, the more of a stretch we're getting into those hip flexors. I like to alternate between half and full reverse sitting because it is a really deep stretch, so it feels good to mix it up between the two. Now that we've stretched out the hip flexors in the front, we're going to work our way to the back and get into the attachment of the hamstrings. The hamstrings attach at the sit bones, so I'm actually gently massaging those points right at the sit bone. And this actually is a really nice hand massage as well. From there, we're going to bring our hands into fists and move it down into the central hamstrings. We're going to roll over our fists, particularly the knuckles, which really gives a nice deep central hamstring massage. Just go slow because those guitar strings can be really tight. So in this first position, my hand is just in a static location as I move my body over the point of pressure. Here I'm adding in a leg swing, which is a great way to, again, get those large lymph nodes in the upper thigh. And I'm also deeply massaging into that central hamstring. As I move my hand up, I'm actually going to lean forward. Basically, the more weight I have over those fists, the deeper the pressure is. Now I'm 5'5" and I have my toes curled up and I'm just slightly angling my legs forward. But if you're taller, you'll want to straighten your legs more or get a taller chair. And the other option would be to get one of those pillows and to increase the height of your seat. As you come into the front of the leg, make sure to really get into that area right behind the knee. The hamstrings attach at the top of the tibia, So we're not going to be able to get into that second attachment point. But as you get closer to the back of the knee, you'll feel the strings literally popping over your knuckles. It can be pretty intense. Just go slower if it's too much, and if you want more, go a little faster. If you're wanting more pressure, you can put a small pillow like the one I have in the second chair under your butt so that you can lean forward more. The more weight you have over the point of pressure, the deeper the pressure will go. So now we've come to the crux, the most important muscle to release in order to relieve you of your low back pain, and that is the lateral hamstring. This is the tightest muscle on just about everyone. When you release these tight lateral hamstrings, it will really reduce your low back pain. What happens is that the hamstrings pulls your pelvis out of position, which causes extra tension in your low back. And when you're sitting, your hamstrings shorten. Here I'm demonstrating with a pillow. If you have a hard time flexing at the hip, this will make it a lot easier. And it will again allow you to give more pressure by giving you an added vector to lean forward over those knuckles. As you can see, you want to find a good spot, lean forward and roll into it and hold. I know there's a lot to think about and a lot of new information, but don't forget to smile because you're getting a massage. Here I'm demonstrating straightening and bending the leg. When you straighten the leg, you're taking your hamstring into extension, which further deepens the pressure. When your leg is folded, the hamstrings are more relaxed. And so if it's too much, it's good to bend the legs. But if you're not getting enough, straightening the legs will deepen the sensation. Another thing I want to point out in this photo is that I have my other hand on top of the thigh. What I'm doing is I'm guiding my leg over the point of pressure. We have a lot of proprioception in our hands and less so in other parts of our body. So with the hand on top of the thigh, I have an easier time perceiving and moving into the exact spot that I'm needing to massage. Try it out. The other thing that I'm doing with that top hand is that I'm pushing down, and that downward pressure again gives me more depth into the knuckles and whatever other areas that I'm pushing into. And again, I'm rolling over. So there's multiple things that I'm doing here to really go deeper. Another detail I want to point out is that I'm pushing my foot out as I roll my knuckles inward. So I'm going against the knuckle with the movement of my foot. And again, that just gets it so much deeper. So basically, I'm pushing into it. All right, so now we've gotten to the last part, the actual low back. And we're going to do some sitting cat-cows. This is a great way to just get some movement, some air, some flow into that low back. So one thing you'll notice is that my head is not really moving. The movement is just coming from my spine. My head is looking straight ahead, so there isn't any movement from the neck. What I want is to avoid any neck strain. And you can see there as I push my neck back, that's what you don't want to do. So after a few repetitions and we've gotten warmed up, we're going to take it deeper by adding in a twist. Now you'll notice that I'm not only going forward and backwards, but I'm also twisting as I go forward and backwards. See that twist and forward and back, and that really gets right into the heart of the low back. I can't tell you how many times I've done this after long car rides where I've been stuck in a seated position, and it just really frees up my low back. Now, as we come around to the other side, what you might notice is that one side was easier than the other. What we're doing, in addition to getting a great physical massage, is that we're also getting some brain training. Because when we have to do the same thing on the left as the right, it's causing our left and right hemispheres to be stimulated. So go ahead and feel it in, and eventually you'll get easier on both sides. And with that, you have now been selfie-saged.
Taking her to the I did it, ain't been so Mr. Funk Master. Yo, be, that's who made. Taking her to the